Hello and welcome to Bitcoin Video University. I am your host and online Bitcoin trainer, Evander Smart. And in today's video, we're going to explore, is Bitcoin a scam? So in the last few years, one of the most popular Google searches for Bitcoin, and the question that would be raised is Bitcoin a scam? It's actually not one of the top Bitcoin searches anymore because people have learned over time that Bitcoin is not a scam, it's not going anywhere, it is legitimate, and I'm going to go over at least 4 reasons why you know Bitcoin is not a scam, that it is a legitimate online digital currency, and that is being used by millions of people around the world. And after the end of this video, you should consider using Bitcoin too. So, let us begin. How long does any scam last in the information age? Bitcoin has been in existence since January 3rd of 2009. So it is going on 8 years, and its white paper was actually released October 31st of 2008. So depending on where you want to start Bitcoin, it may be over 8 years old now that you're watching this video, depending on when you're watching it. And in the information age, in the digital age, there's so much information out there. If it was illegitimate, you would have figured it out by now. A lot of people would have stopped using it. It would have been exposed in some way or another, but that has not proven to be the case. Now, Bitcoin has been a very controversial digital currency. There has been scams associated with Bitcoin, so that is definitely the case. Things like HashOcean, cloud mining, that is something that I personally used. When HashOcean went down in the summer of 2016, I was testing it out. I was actually going to recommend it to a family member to begin mining Bitcoin. So the idea behind HashOcean is you could use their mining rigs and you could rent out basically a mining rig and you could mine your own Bitcoins. And over time, you would amass X number of Bitcoins over time. And every year you would end up with more and more Bitcoins based on the CPUs you're using in the ASICs mining rigs and so on. And you would accrue Bitcoins naturally without having to actually buy Bitcoins at market rates. So this was actually working for over 3 years. And then it all came tumbling down in the summer of 2016. And the founders or whoever runs HashOcean, they stole all of the Bitcoins in the accounts and so on, and they were never really found again. They tried to restart the HashOcean, put up some type of support page, put up some type of Facebook page, and so on. But that's one of the downsides of using Bitcoin is if you do get into trouble, you kind of are on your own. There is no regulation per se. There is no mass governance of it. So you have to do your own due diligence, and you are your own bank. So you have to take on that responsibility of being your own bank, being responsible for the security of your Bitcoins, and finding out who you're doing business with. And there's going to be scams pretty much in any currency. So if you have used US dollars or francs or pounds or sterling or yen or yuan, you're going to run into a scam, and HashOcean was a scam associated with Bitcoin. Mt. Gox is a kind of a different type of situation. Mt. Gox was actually a very foundational, important Bitcoin exchange from about 2011 through 2013. It was the largest Bitcoin exchange in existence based out of Tokyo, Japan. And it helped establish Bitcoin as a global currency. It gave an exchange rate. It gave price certainty for Bitcoin. And then it started to devolve into embezzlement and other criminal activity towards its end. And then it ultimately collapsed in the end of 2013 into early 2014. So it didn't start off as a scam, started off as a legitimate business, but it just wasn't run very well. And the owner ended up starting to embezzle money, and he's under arrest in Japan for embezzlement. And they're going to have a trial and so on. I believe he's out on bail until they set up the trial. So there have been definitely scams and problems associated with Bitcoin, and you're definitely going to have that with any new unregulated currency or new medium again, like the internet or anything else, you're going to run into some problems, and that's going to hurt the brand overall. But I'm going to show you 4 ways, at least 4 ways, where you know that Bitcoin itself is not a scam. Doesn't mean there aren't scams associated with Bitcoin, but Bitcoin itself is legitimate. I'm going to show you 4 reasons why. So the first reason why is it is a transparent digital currency. What do I mean by transparent? Its transparency is all of the transactions can actually be followed in real time on the Bitcoin blockchain. So we'll go over in future videos what a blockchain is, but basically you can follow all of the transactions, all of the codes, and all of the keys and amounts. You can follow it on an online blockchain, and it's recorded in history, and those recordings cannot be changed. So those things are updated every 10 minutes, and there are sites where you can follow along in real time your transaction going from here to there. So if you were going to have a scam, you wouldn't make it that transparent where you can watch every transaction in real time online. That's not a very good scam. And another value of the transparency of Bitcoin is that it's open source code. So if you are a developer, if you're an IT expert, if you're a coder, you can actually affect the Bitcoin currency worldwide. You can come up with Bitcoin improvement proposals or BIPs, and you can help design the currency going forward. And if you see something that may work or may help Bitcoin grow, be more adaptable, be more secure, then you can introduce that and help introduce that into the open source code, and it could be adopted in future updates. So again, if it were a scam, why would you be able to affect the Bitcoin protocol itself and help improve it? That's not something that a scam would do. So basically you have open source code and transparent transactions. Now, number 2 reason that you know Bitcoin is not a scam is scams are usually made very easy to understand. You make scams very easy to understand for a reason, so you want to include as many people as you can who may not be very bright, really, into your scam so you could extract their money from them. So you want to make it easy. You want to not be that transparent. Maybe you want to show them some of how it works, but not all of that how it works, like with Bitcoin. And you want to make it easy to use and easy to understand so that you can get people in quickly, take their money, and then get out with the money. That's how scams work. That is not how Bitcoin is working. And also, who would you be scamming? People over the 6, 7, 8 years that Bitcoin has been in existence, the people who are using it are early adopters, very technical people, people who are good at IT, people who are coders, developers, hackers, people are really good with computers who really understand this, and they can help change and grow the protocol and the currency itself. Why would you scam basically the smartest people online, all of the nerds, all of the IT experts, all of the computer experts, the coders, developers? Why would you try and scam the smartest people basically online? That's not how scams work either. Scams work to basically on a bigger idiot theory, and if Bitcoin were a scam, it would be trying to scam people that were smarter than the people who created the protocol itself. That doesn't make any sense either. Again, that's not how a scam would work, or a successful scam that would last a decade. That's not how it would work. It would scam people that were more ignorant, less understanding of how economics work, computer programs work, coding, developing, and so on. So again, that's another way you know Bitcoin's not a scam, because basically only the smartest people online are using it. The business owners, the IT experts, the developers, the coders, those are not the type of people that you run out and try and scam. And the third way that you know that Bitcoin is not a scam is it is modeled after the internet. It is decentralized. So in a scam, you're going to have everything funnel back to a central location. There will be a CEO, there will be a president, there will be a figurehead, there will be some type of leader who would be the one making the profit off of the program. And Bitcoin is decentralized. It is not designed for anyone in particular to make a profit off of the program. So it works just like the internet does. It is about as much of a scam as the internet is. You can, again, it is open source technology, so you can improve Bitcoin just like you can improve the internet. Internet works in the same way. If you make a blog post, if you post a video, if you make a comment online, you are improving the internet by being a part of it, by accessing it, and by adding your content. Bitcoin works in much the same fashion. So it is modeled after the internet. It is about as much of a scam as the internet is today. And the fourth way that you know Bitcoin is not a scam is if it were a scam, would the world's largest corporations be connected in any way to a $10 billion worldwide scam? Would IBM and Walmart start using its technology? Would they be using blockchain technology? Blockchain technology is what Bitcoin has brought to the marketplace. So before Bitcoin, there were no such things as blockchains. Blockchains is a revolutionary technology that now the world's largest Fortune 500 companies are starting to use, like IBM, like Walmart, like national banks, central banks, like the Bank of England. They're asking themselves, since we've made our Brexit, would we make our own digital currency? They have already said that they will definitely use blockchain technology, but they're also considering making a digital currency. Again, why would you model your central banking system after a scam? Why would you use the technology? Why would you associate yourself with anything that is a global scam? So Bitcoin and the blockchain technology have proven themselves over the course of time, over millions of transactions over the last 8 years, to be totally legitimate. And not only that, but it's something to be modeled after. So again, you're seeing the world's largest companies, the world's largest banks, central banks, nations starting to use Bitcoin technology as far as blockchains, and also considering using digital currencies and creating their own. Now, if Bitcoin were a scam, would some of the world's largest and best known brands and corporations accept it as payment? Major corporations like WikiLeaks, Microsoft accepts it on its website, Expedia.com, Dell Computers, Wikipedia. There are major corporations that are accepting Bitcoin directly. Now, these corporations, they have millions of lawyers, they have plenty of law departments, and they get plenty of advice before they take on a new way to accept a payment or a donation. If Bitcoin were a scam, would they be associated in any way with Bitcoin? So again, it just speaks for itself. Over the last few years, people have started to understand that Bitcoin, they may not understand Bitcoin itself, but they understand it is not a scam. They have their lawyers, they have their IT people look into it. And again, like the internet, it's really just an online application. It is a more advanced online application. It's a few steps ahead of where they are, so they start accepting the technology, they start accepting the currency, and they start to copy and model the Bitcoin blockchain and so on, and start to bring it into their business because it is that advanced. Also, would PayPal and start working with Coinbase, which is a major mega Bitcoin wallet producer, would they work with Bitcoin to start accepting it? Please check out my article. I wrote this for Cointelegraph.com. As you can see, it's a very popular article. PayPal and Coinbase over the summer did strike a new agreement where you'll be able to accept Bitcoin through your PayPal account. So you'll see more changes coming in that in 2017 and so on. So check out that article. As you can see, I wrote this article for Cointelegraph, summer of 2016. And again, if it was a scam, you have articles here from Bloomberg News, from Reuters, talking about people in economic crises. They are investing in Bitcoin. When there was the Brexit in 2015, Bitcoin purchasing went up dramatically. When there was the bail-in in 2013 in Cyprus, Bitcoin went up a couple $100 in value at that time in April of 2013. You have the Brexit in 2016. People are, Brexit caused some issues as far as the value of the British pound, as far as the value of the euro and so on. There's a lot of instability in the market for those couple of months. when the Brexit was going on and when Britain moved off of the European Union. So people started to invest in Bitcoin because they wanted to protect their wealth, because they know Bitcoin is not going anywhere. It is only really going to go up in value. So smart investors, savvy investors, they put their money where it's going to be protected. So Bitcoin has become a new safe haven, even along the lines of gold or silver, even exceeding them as far as returns. So Bitcoin, again, is basically whatever you want it to be. Bitcoin has proven many things. It is an advanced technology. It is a global currency. It is not the easiest thing to use, but hopefully we'll teach you how to use it effectively for yourself. It is getting easier. The Bitcoin community is creating a lot of things like debit cards and a lot of smartphone applications that will make it easier and better for you to use as we go forward. So Bitcoin, again, is about where the internet was back in 1996, 1997, 1998, just before you had your Googles and your Yahoos and your Twitters and all of these applications that made the internet a lot easier to use. So you are actually in the right place at the right time if you choose to start investing and using Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin can be almost anything that you want it to be. It can be a commodity. It can be money. If you've seen some videos, money is designed, a lot of people don't understand the meaning of money. One of the actual definitions of money is it has to hold value over time. And in other videos, we'll show you how Bitcoin has done over its 8 years of history. But Bitcoin has proven to be a very solid protector of wealth. Bitcoin is naturally a currency. That is the first application for it, but it can also be money. Bitcoin can be a savings bond. Bitcoin can be a medium of exchange for purchases. As we've shown you, a lot of major companies accept Bitcoin for purchases. It can be proof of ownership. What does that mean? Well, on the Bitcoin blockchain, you can put a PDF or you can put a digital file. You can put a title deed to a property. You can put a marriage certificate. People have gotten married on the Bitcoin blockchain. Why would they do that? Because it is an immutable proof that cannot be removed. So you cannot doctor it. If you own a piece of land, it is proof of ownership. So you can reference that on the blockchain. It cannot be doctored. It cannot be moved. It cannot be stolen. It is an immutable proof that is going to be on the blockchain forever. So if you own this piece of property, if you are married to this person, if you own this company, you can make your documentation immutable on the blockchain and reference it at any time. It can be an excellent high risk, high yield investment, as a lot of people are learning in economic crisis. They're moving their money into Bitcoin so they can, again, just protect their wealth and actually make a profit during economic crisis. It can be a bank account. What does that mean? Bitcoin is really, as far as the digital currency, it's designed to make you the bank of you and me. So if you are, let's say you're in an African village and you're 100 miles away from the nearest city, there's a mountain, literally a mountain between you and the nearest bank. You cannot have a banking relationship. You don't have a car. You don't have a way to get around this mountain. You can use Bitcoin on your phone. You can text message. You can send text messages from your phone to another phone to send and receive Bitcoins. So Bitcoin can be your bank. You can make a bank account basically built out of Bitcoins, and it will appreciate over time, unlike your paper currency bank account. So it is a very effective bank account. It doesn't have restrictions on your location, your age, your citizenship. Anyone can have a Bitcoin account and basically become their own bank. It can be a digital property. What does a digital property mean? The U.S., the United States Internal Revenue Service, or tax agency, they call it a property. So they will tax you based on its property values. So they treat it as a property. So it depends on where you are, what agency you're talking about. Some people will look at Bitcoin as money, as currency, as property, as a bank account, as an investment, as a commodity. It can also be a hedge against inflation. So there are many, many advancements that Bitcoin makes that really make it a smart investment. And Bitcoin can be whatever you want it to be. It could be a scam if you wanted to build an application on top of it and make a scam business. Yes, you could turn it into a scam, but you can do that with anything. You could turn a car into a bomb if you wanted to. If you wanted to buy a gun with a US dollar, you could do that too. That doesn't mean that there's anything inherently wrong with those underlying assets. It's how you use them. So Bitcoin is really just an information application, and it can be so many positive, incredible things, again, just like the internet. So that's why some people will call Bitcoin the Internet 2.0 or the son of the internet. It works in the exact same way, but the internet works for information purposes. Bitcoin at this moment works for monetary or currency purposes, but it can be so much more. That's just the first application. So I hope that this has really enlightened you about the value of Bitcoin, and I hope that it really has helped you understand why you should start using it in the future. Again, you've seen a lot of the world's largest corporations and brands are using Bitcoin. They're accepting it, so you should too. Now, if you want to look into if Bitcoin were a scam, imagine a scam that couldn't be shut down by any government, that goes up in value over time by design. Anyone can use Bitcoin regardless of location. It is encrypted for user security. So a scam obviously wouldn't be encrypted. It wouldn't protect users. It is used by millions of people around the world. It operates exactly like the internet. It has no center or master in control of it. So again, that's why it is not a scam, because it is decentralized. There is no figurehead, CEO, master server, and so on. It does not go back to an individual who makes money off of the top of it. It is decentralized and everyone can use it and benefit from it. It can do many things that paper money cannot do, and it is open source, so it can be improved over time. Now, if you want to look at this little nugget, maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. This has received over 5 million views on YouTube. Look up Mike Maloney, Biggest Scam, and his video, over a half hour, it really goes over the economics of the current centralized banking system and the current paper currency system. So if you really want to look into what is a scam, Mike Maloney really does a great job here explaining how the current paper currency program works. Now, he focuses on the US dollar, but this really can apply to any centralized currency, any paper money. So it's called Who Owns the Federal Reserve? Hidden Secrets of Money 4. You should really check that out on YouTube if you haven't seen it already. Mike Maloney makes this, and over 5 million people have watched it because it's really educational. It's a really great documentary, so please check that out. So thank you for watching this video on Is Bitcoin a Scam? I hope you are at Bitcoin Video University. Please pick up your free book, 30 Ways That Bitcoin Changes the Future of Money. Get all the free information you can on Bitcoin, and I hope you start using it real soon. My name is Evander Smart, founder of Bitcoin University. Take care. I'll see you soon.